Welcome aboard, my friends, and thank you for popularizing this show. It's been on the air 16, 17 years. It's called Know the Cause, okay? Toward the end of the show, we have tuna-stuffed avocados. It doesn't feed fungus, right? Further up, we have Dr. Shippey and Dr. Trowbridge. What a joy they were. Talking about Fosamax, a drug, talking about misdiagnoses. How common is that? And then right before that on the show, we have Daniel talking about rear end workouts. You ever stretch and it hurts so bad? Daniel's going to be here. And then opening today's show is Life Extension, Dr. Heidi Yanati, talking about the many health benefits supplements are derived from the sea. All that and more on Know the Cause. My name is Doug Kaufman. For the past 40 years, I've dedicated my life and even my career to finding the root cause of disease. Join me in a team of physicians, pharmacists, and scientists, and soon you too will know the cause. You know, eye problems as we age are some of the worst problems. I have been totally blessed. I wear these little things. These are 125s. I dare not go to 150s because I know then my eyes will adjust and I'll need 150s, then graduate to 175 and so forth. My good buddy, Dr. Heidi Yanati, is here. Welcome and thank you for coming all the way in. She is one of the health advisors. She is one of the experts at Life Extension. She's been there about 7 years. You grew up with Life Extension in your background. I am a customer of Life Extension. What I love about them, I could just go on, but being able to talk to a person like you sitting at a desk and saying, you know, man, my right elbow's sore, or man, carpal tunnel, you know, and talking to a person about your malady is one of the things they do best. There's no charge. You pick up the phone and call them. I want to talk today about what your company says is the power of pink. I love that. And one product you have is one I became familiar with some years ago when a big fishing company out in the ocean started talking about something called astaxanthin. Did I say that right?
You did.
Astaxanthin. So teach me a little bit about how astaxanthin might help my eyes, might help a whole lot of things actually.
Well, astaxanthin, that's where it got the most focus first being studied to support your eyes. It inhibits things like inflammation and oxidation, which can lead to degenerative changes in the eyes that contribute to all the common things that go wrong, your cataracts, your glaucoma, your macular degeneration. So it can be supportive to eye tissue in the face of that type of assault. But astaxanthin, it's actually something that marine plants produce, and they produce it to protect themselves from the UV light of the sun. So that's where we extract it from, and we can take in that nutrient and get health benefits ourselves. But the studies are just going on, and it's being studied to support so many areas of the body now.
It's one thing, folks, you must consider if you have some vision problems, vacillating vision. One day it's okay, the next day it isn't. And it's something that I think I would take, and I haven't yet, I would take prophylactically if I were concerned. Look, mom and dad wear thick glasses. My whole family has a DNA history of, you know, having poor vision. You might consider astaxanthin to use prophylactically. One of the good things about it is, I believe it breaks the blood-eye barrier very quickly after. Isn't that interesting?
Exactly. I read that as well, that's one of the benefits. It's a nutrient that easily moves to areas in the body that are difficult for nutrients to get to, like the eye and like the brain, both of those places.
It's so exciting, whereas 10, 15, 20 years ago, we had a bottle of eye nutrients. So few of them, because of recent discoveries, contain astaxanthin. And you can walk into a health food store and get astaxanthin, but rarely with the phospholipids attached, and there is a benefit to taking both.
There is a benefit. The phospholipids make it easy to absorb, and that's the key. Life Extension always worries about not just is this supplement studied for health benefits, but how are we going to get it into the body for use? And that's what the phospholipids do, allow it to be absorbed so it can get into the system so it will be well used, in this case in the eye.
Dr. Yanati, I read a report recently that our eyes in America aren't getting better. they're getting worse. And we talk about everything. We talk about cancer and respiratory and COPD. Everything seems to be accelerating in America or in other countries. I think a lot of it has to do with our sealed up environments, schools and so forth that we work in. Toxins end up in the vitreous humor, you know, in the eye. And that's a warm fluid in the eye. It's very vulnerable to fungal attacks, bacterial attacks, and so forth. What role, I often see advertised with fish oils, benefits for the eye also. I initially saw them used for sore joints and so forth, and now we're kind of crossing over. There's benefits to these for the eye also, right?
That is true. Fish oil has benefits all over the body. We think of it for easing inflammation as one of the primary reasons we might think about using it. And as I mentioned, a lot of things that can go wrong in your eye do have an inflammatory component. They also lubricate the eye in the sense that many of us get dry eye, especially as we get older, or like myself, I live in the desert, can be a real concern. Fish oil is well studied for supporting healthy eye lubrication.
What I want to do is go to a break right now, but I want to keep that in mind. Folks, this isn't just super omega-3. When you look at what Life Extension has done, and others I don't believe have done, I'm not aware of that, when you talk about lignans, and you talk about olive extract and so forth, all of the things they put into this. Dry eye, many of you taking drugs may end up with dry eye. Will this product help? I'll ask our expert when we get back from this break. There you see the 4 products that Dr. Yanati is talking about today. We've kind of covered astaxanthin, but the company is so excited about astaxanthin and the science behind it. This is a company that, you know, their label doesn't go on until the science is complete. They have put astaxanthin in some of their other products, one of which is their omega-3. And I want to talk to you a little bit more about this because I took some notes. This product right here, this big boy, 2 sources of omega-3 fatty acids, supports cardiovascular and brain health, unique antioxidant support, joint DNA, and I'm fascinated by DNA, brain, immune, mitochondrial, those components of the cell, eye support, helps protect low-density lipoprotein cholesterol from oxidation in that bottle. So just by taking a couple of those a day and then going on about your business, yeah, it'll probably help the eyes, but think about the ticker and DNA within our cells, mitochondria and so forth. You guys are a fascinating company. I would love to be a fly on the wall. There wouldn't be a fly on your wall. I would love to sit into one of your brainstorm sessions in that big room where all these experts like Dr. Yanati are sitting there rubbing their chin saying, let's do 10 milligrams. It's amazing because all these products have astaxanthin in them.
Yes, see, astaxanthin has something common with the omega-3 fatty acids in the super omega fish oil supplement. They've both been studied for so many benefits in the body, to the brain, to the heart, to cholesterol, blood sugar, supports all of these things, eases inflammation, supports our immunity, healthy DNA, as you said. So it was a natural combination, now that we're learning all these things about astaxanthin, to put it in the omega-3 supplement that is such a foundation to our overall health.
Well, let's advance here to product number 3, because I can walk into any number of stores and they're great, great products. I love health food stores, very much a proponent of them. But in so many of the ocular guards or ocular products, you don't see astaxanthin. Your company kind of took a bold step here.
That's
and when
true.
Life Extension does it, I believe it.
Well, we know all the studies are there for the luteins and the zeaxanthins that were in our MacuGuard formula to start with. Those are pigments that are occurring in plants. That's where we get them from, but they naturally occur in your eye, in your retina, the part that could get impacted by macular degeneration. And we take them in to keep those supplies coming, to keep that retina healthy. Now, once we see those new studies on astaxanthin, how supportive it is to the eye tissue, again, it was a natural idea to include that in the MacuGuard.
So we are exposed to these free radicals, right? These molecules that cause damage all the time. And one of the things I love about their OcuGuard, their eye product, is it really avoids these free radicals from setting up shop inside your eyes or on the lens of your eye. It's really, if you stop to think that our eyes are what, 0.06% of our whole body weight, but this company has 4 different products. Do you need 4 products? Probably not. Do you need one of them? Maybe. And it will amaze you. You now know the science that goes in. Wait until you hear the price. I mean, this is half off. Their products are just priced so well. All you got to do is become a customer. I'm sorry, did a little sales thing for you there, but I'm so in love with your company. I hear all the time on the radio, weekend kind of infomercials talking about krill oil. Well, krill's better than omega-3 and not better than omega-6, but it isn't, you know. I'm lost. Do I take krill? Do I take omega-3? Where's your heart on that?
There does seem to be that battle out there, but I see it totally differently, as does Life Extension. We see beneficial studies on both, just for different purposes. The omega-3 we mentioned has that great cardiovascular benefit, great at easing inflammation, all that different support that it gives you. Krill has some very specific differences in the type of omega-3 fatty acids it contains that allow it to have differences in how it affects our body. In this case specifically, very, very supportive to joint comfort.
Hyaluronic acid.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting to add that? Because there are companies that just talk about that,
Exactly.
about astaxanthin, about krill. This company said, let's put them all together, and the price will absolutely shock you. Eye support is important, because as we age, the eyes age also. And we are vulnerable to this free radical damage that goes on in the ticker, in the lungs, inside the body, and so forth. And it's fascinating with a product like this, you know, when you talk about omega-3 fatty acids, yeah, they are gonna help the eyes, but it's so amazing, all the other tissues that they help. Really enjoy talking with you. Thank you for your heart. You're one of the people that actually mans phones out there in Las Vegas, so you may talk to Dr. Yanati when you talk, but do talk to someone, folks. If you're confused, but you notice husband or wife are having eye problems, call the toll-free number and talk to them about which you may need. Thank you, Dr. Yanati.
Thank you.
Do you ever do a lot of squats and you realize when you're done, ouch, that really hurts. The rear end is really sore. Daniel talks a little bit about that right now. And then coming up, Dr. Shippey from Austin, Texas, Dr. Trowbridge from Houston, Texas, talk about a drug and misdiagnoses.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Lifestyle Moment on Know the Cause. Does anybody out there really want to hyper-focus and work on your buns and create that super good-looking, attractive backside, we'll call it? Yes, of course you do, and it's also imperative that you have a strong backside for any lifting and bending over. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We're going to hop down on the floor. Okay. Now, if you're just beginning, I want you to go ahead and put your heels about 12 inches away from your buttocks, okay? And then I want to go ahead and drive straight up like so, okay? Now, what I want to think about is that my knee to my shoulder is a totally straight line. I don't want to dip. I want to go all the way up, maybe even above the line there. You are immediately going to feel it in your hamstrings and buns, okay? So we're just going up and up and up. Now, once you progress to the next level, I want to think about stretching, or rather pressing into my elbows here, and I'm going to extend a leg. You will immediately feel a lot more pressure in your whichever leg is pushing. Now I want to go up and up and up like so. Now the fact that my left leg is now a long lever puts a lot more stress on my right butt cheeks, okay? So now that we're there, we've got the exercise, let's think about how we're going to hold our posture while we're exercising. I want to pull my shoulders down. The more I can compact my core, the more I'm going to focus on my buns, because if you're only going to allocate 30 seconds to a minute, let's make that a powerful minute, okay? So shoulder blades comes down, shoulder blades pinch together, so I'm getting a nice strong core, and let's go back and reinforce what we just learned. Leg is extended out, and I want to drive through my right heel. I will not have my toe on the ground. I exclusively want to be through the heel, and I'm going to drive straight up. Now, you can even put your hands down on the ground like this for balance, but I mean, I've done 3 now, and I'm really feeling it. Now, think about the area that you want to work. If you want to work your buns, think about your buns, okay? So I'm driving up, my mind is focusing, I'm visualizing, creating the muscles in the buns, and I immediately feel it there, okay? If you can maybe get 10 or 15 to start and work all the way up to 20 to 25, you are absolutely going to feel it. Again, the other side here, toes are up like so, leg is extended out, and I'm driving up like so. You can see the muscles working like this, okay? Give it a couple days, maybe a Monday, maybe a Wednesday, and then maybe again a Friday, and by the second week, you're gonna feel stronger. You're gonna be able to do more, and that's exactly where we want you to get. So start now, and we'll see you shortly with another edition on the buns, the hips, the core, make you strong. Talk to you soon.
I'm just hiring a kite, sitting here today. I am sitting across from Shirley, 400 IQ, 200 each, Dr. John Trowbridge from Houston, Texas, Dr. Ann Shippey from Austin, Texas, and I am humbled because both of these physicians understand what I have been preaching on this show for 15, 16 years, and that is the misdiagnosis. Did you know CT scans for lung cancer are 13 to 20% accurate? Where's the other 87%? We see balls in your lungs. We see dark areas on the x-ray or the scans. What are those if not cancer? Welcome to Know the Cause. Thank you both for coming in. The misdiagnosis. I'm going to start with you, Dr. Shippey. How many of those patients come in and say, well, we don't need to do anything with my cholesterol because I'm on statins and my cholesterol's fine now at 160 and I have a new hip in, so you don't have to worry about that. What I'm really here for, and as you begin helping that patient, you begin saying, uh-oh, maybe somebody blew it in the diagnosis.
Well, and often I wish I had seen the patients 5, 10, 15, 20 years before they even got to me, because there were early warning signs that something was out of balance.
Yeah.
And so then the physicians that they've been seeing, I don't want to sound critical, because I think most physicians are,
Go ahead.
well, no, I think they're mostly good intentioned. The
Right.
thing is that we need to do more with our medical school training about implementing the latest technology and the way of thinking about these things so that we can get to an earlier diagnosis.
Is that what functional medicine says?
That's what functional medicine says, and the exciting thing is that this is starting to become mainstream. There is a department for functional medicine in the Cleveland Clinic now.
I can't believe that.
Yes.
I am so proud of you guys.
Very exciting.
Long before there was functional medicine, there was a guy named John Trowbridge who really set the stage back in the 1970s
80s.
when I met you. Was it 70s or 80s?
80s, early 80s.
If it's 80s, yeah, you're right. We've known each other 35 years. Who set the stage for all of this, folks? Who took the fall, for a lot of this? We didn't know functional medicine back then. We had different names for it, alternative medicine and so forth. This isn't alternative. This is right. Giving a person a pill for a symptom is alternative in my humbled position. But thank you for coming in, and thank you for doing some of the grunt work to help people figure out that a lot of these symptoms are misdiagnosed.
Absolutely.
Is hypercholesteremia a misdiagnosis?
Of course. In medicine, what we do is we give you a name for something.
Yeah.
It's just a description. It's not what the cause is. It's not the mechanism of things happening. And there's a very interesting thesis at the moment that high cholesterol is your signal that you're low in cholesterol in your system and you need more, okay?
Wow.
And that relates to sulfur and a few other things like this that, as we begin to understand how it's all put together, it's so brilliant. I mean, God actually was pretty smart, okay?
Right, we don't give him enough
And
credit.
we're not near that smart. And so we try to interpose our will instead of just getting out of the way and
I read the
figuring
books.
it out.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and I was going to say that I really think when I see high cholesterol, I think of it as the body's mechanism that there's some repair to do.
Absolutely.
That's
So,
exactly what
For
they said.
inflammation, absolutely.
Yeah, our cells are all made of cholesterol.
Okay, let's talk about a misdiagnosis.
Sure.
Fosamax, causing jaw breaking,
Oh, yeah, that's
causing
so rare.
bone
Don't-
brittle.
don't worry,
Isn't that
that-
supposed to make my jaw
Doug,
strong?
you see, that's just so rare. That doesn't, unless it happens to you.
Right.
I tell my
Statin
patients.
drug hurting my muscles.
Oh, that's
it's
rare,
just, you're
too.
complaining, Doug.
I tell patients side effects. It's either 0 or 100%. So if you don't get it, that's fine.
Well, it's very concerning that the studies now are looking like the statins are causing early
And they're not going to
dementia.
stop it, Dr.
Oh
Shippey.
no. That,
They got
and
a- they
again,
got a golden
let's
goose.
not
Do you
jump
want to
on
lose
this.
your heart or your brain?
let's get more studies on this, don't you think? Because you can't hop to a diagnosis like that.
Yeah. So how many patients have you had that you couldn't get their cholesterol in good range? with saying,
It's been, what, 35 years?
Yes.
Pretty much
Arian
all-
Truss wrote the book, The Missing Diagnosis,
Yep.
when he described the yeast syndrome at the very beginning in the late 1970s. If you don't know about it, or you don't believe it, you don't look for it.
Yep.
If you don't know about it, you definitely don't look. If you don't look, you can't find. If you don't find, you can't treat. If you don't treat, what have you done? Well, you prescribed. Because doctors prescribe.
You know what? Can I just end this way? If I were the two of you after graduating from medical school, I'd be upset that I
Yes.
that I got this certificate that I laminate and put behind my desk, and that all I can do, my exercise all day is this. Come on, these are smart people, twice my IQ. And they've been trained by the pharmaceutical industry and their own medical schools. Wonder what relationship exists there. To prescribe, cut out, or treat for 4 hours at a time.
Band-Aids, fancy Band-Aids.
Very fancy Band-Aids.
Yeah. Thank you for what you both do. Thank you for your commitment to your patients. Thank you for getting them well, and thanks for your heart. Really love both of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Taken directly from the Kaufman diet, now I'm going to show you how to eat to starve fungus, right? Watch this. Today on Know the Cause, we're making tuna stuffed avocado, none of which feeds fungus. The ingredient list includes 2 avocados, halved and pitted, 1 lime, 1 5-ounce can of solid white tuna packed in water, 1/2 bell pepper, red or any color, and then dice it. 2 to 3 teaspoons of red onion, again, finely diced. Garnish with sliced jalapenos. 1/2 teaspoon dill, dried or fresh. Garnish with sliced tomatoes. 2 to 3 teaspoons of Greek yogurt, salt, and pepper. Here are the directions. Be careful as you cut your 2 avocados into halves. The next thing you need to do is to remove the pits. After the pits are removed, then splash the avocado halves with lime juice. This maintains the freshness and holds the color. In a bowl, mix tuna, red onion, finely diced, red pepper, and again, finely diced, and dill. Salt and pepper to taste. Then add the yogurt and mix thoroughly. Next, spoon mixture into avocado halves. Garnish with jalapeno slices and tomatoes. And the next step is to taste your tuna stuffed avocados. Oh my, this is incredible. Okay, now I'm going to teach each and every one of you how to become a customer of Life Extension. I'm one. This is the magazine that I get every month. Not this one, but these are the magazines. Different magazine every month. These are wonderful. Life Extension is a wonderful company. Benefits from the Sea today with Dr. Heidi Yanadi, okay? There's the products, there's the telephone number. Do you need one or more of these? Simply pick up the phone, talk to one of their educators, say, look, I want to become a customer, I want the free magazine, and I want 50% off of these products today. Thank you so much for Dr. Shippey and Dr. Trowbridge being here today. It's one thing for me to throw the M word out there, misdiagnosis. It's a whole nother thing for well-qualified physicians to say, you know what, Houston, we may have a problem. God bless you folks. I'll see you next time.